Hello, I'm Stefan Roell. I'm the Managing Director of Zwick, the Zwick Roell Group, and we are currently here in Ulm during our house fair.
So Stefan, for anybody not familiar with Zwick, how long have you been in the business of manufacturing mechanical testing equipment, and can you give us a little bit of an insight in the history of the company, because it is quite fascinating, isn't it?
It's a long history, and it's difficult to have 150 years in 2-3 sentences, but basically my family started in 1920 and the Zwick family started in 1935, and we merged the business in 1992, so 18 years ago. And yes, both of the businesses cared about material testing in different fields. Our side was more on the metal side, and the Zwick original side was more on the plastic side and textile. And then we merged it, and now we are serving more or less all different industries.
But what are the key areas at the moment?
The key industries are probably metal, plastics, automotive, and what we call academia, so all the universities and colleges which we serve. They probably make 75% of our revenues. And besides this, we have upcoming and growing new industries.
Key growth areas you see, particularly we were discussing earlier about the development of the medical market itself, and how do you see that expanding? Where do you see that growing?
The medical market is a very rewarding market for us. It's for an engineer, it's new, it's interesting. They have new tests coming up. We can consult them and advise how to test. They are developing new standards. We can help, and it's a growing business. And our customers are doing economically well, so it's fun to serve them.
Okay. What would you say were the unique attributes that set Zwick apart from other people within the testing field?
I don't know whether it's. I don't know if it distinguishes us to others, but important for us is that we care a lot about our people, and in return, I think they care a lot about the business. So we have second and third generation coming to work for us, so we know their families, and we stick to them. We don't lay off people, even in the crisis. We just reduce the salary for everyone a bit, and if things go well, like today, then we can increase the salaries for everyone.
So a real team effort.
Yeah.
As well. Having over the last 20 years or so, Stefan, what would you say have been the really major developments within mechanical testing? What have been the sort of the major shifts in the industry that you've seen in your time?
3 keywords, probably: electronics, software, and sensors. We have developed quite a lot of new electronics, more sophisticated electronics, a higher resolution, faster data acquisition rates. These are the keywords for electronics. Software in different languages. We offer our software in 10 languages, including Mandarin. And a software which helps the operator to reduce his training needs and his workload. And sensors, we have invested quite a bit in optical sensors to measure elongations of specimens and also to measure load. And we need higher precision sensors to measure a better material.
Going forward, is the academic market something you're seeing maintaining the levels of growth that it's seen, or obviously we have issues in the with funding in certain countries for academia? Do you still see that to grow? Because I know it's a considerable part of the business as well, isn't it, for Zwick?
Yes, academia is important for us. It's a very challenging market for us because universities want everything and budgets are sometimes limited. But it's also a rewarding market for us because we learn a lot, we meet interesting people, we learn about new challenges, new material, new test methods. It's a good market for us. It was good last year when industry was slow. Yes, I agree, some countries have cut back on their funding, so we will probably see a slowdown, but there are some other big countries like China and India where they invest a lot in education, and that gives us huge opportunities.
Do you see now that with the developing markets like China's obviously been developing for a long time, markets like India and places like that in Asia as growth markets where it will become apparent now that funding is becoming readily available, and obviously the technology as it improves, these countries want to expand their processes. Do you see those as major growth areas as well?
Yes, definitely. China is our second biggest market after Germany. And India is a growing market, and we invest a lot in China and in India in sales and service and application know-how of our people. We have big teams, growing teams, and we are constantly there with our experts to support. So a clear yes.
And the development of clean technologies, solar, those sort of areas as well, is that something where you see more prevalence in the requirements for testing and testing equipment?
A lot. We see a lot of business in universities and in the industry. We support solar technology with lots of different tests, peel tests, 3-point bending tests, and what have you for the solar industry. And wind energy, we are testing all the components from the propeller to the generator, to the transmission, the gearbox, everything. So there is a lot of testing going on there. Yes, we support that.
Big potential market then.
Yes.
Hopefully we move towards those areas. But what do you perceive as being the biggest challenges facing the material testing community over the coming years?
It's definitely to make our testing systems as much as we can customized, so that it's exactly what the customer wants. And as the variety of application, the number of application and their variety is growing tremendously, it's a challenge for us to supply customized test systems and at the same time keep our production under control so that costs are not going through the roof. That's one challenge. The other one is to further develop software and sensors to make life easier and to produce more, even better results. Because at the end of the day, people are testing because they want to get results, and we must make sure that they get the best possible results.
Good luck with the rest of the Test Expo, and good luck for the rest of the year,
Thank
Stefan.
you very much.